Hey guys, this is Yuran Lin with another Ravnica block draft. With M14 release rapidly approaching, this is probably going to be one of the last drafts I do in the block, and I'm going to miss it dearly. The format was a lot of fun, and there are so many sweet things you can do in it. Uh, that being said, this is pack 1, and we've already started. There's a lot of strong cards in this pack, like the Tithe Drinker, and also like Zertod Druid and stuff like that. But the rare is Scion of Vitu-Ghazi, and I think it's significantly better than all of the others, so I'm just gonna take it. Uh, it also we have stuff like Gruul War Chant, which I severely underestimated the first time I played with it, and then I actually played the card and was like, oh well, I can't lose now. So um, that being said, the Scion sets us up very well to be in something like Orzhov, even though we are passing the Tide Drinker, or even like Azorius or Selesnya. Um, yeah, heck, even in Boros, the Scion would be pretty good. So it's just probably the best card in the pack. Here, ooh, more Gruul cards. Another Zertod Druid and a Scab Clan Giant. That's not quite where we want to be, given our first pick is a double white cost card. We're probably just gonna go with the Bronzebeak here. Uh, the Bronzebeak is a very strong card, and it combos really well with the Scion actually, because the Scion puts 3 bodies into play. So, yeah, we're probably just gonna pick up the Bronzebeak. Not too much else in the pack. The Nivik Cyclops is a potential pick. Uh, it might put someone into Izzet, but yeah. Hmm. Flux Charger. Yikes. Is it too late to switch to Izzet? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see too many other strong like instants or sorceries that got passed around. Hmm. I think I'm gonna stick with the plan. Looks like we're probably gonna be in Selesnya, which is fine. Uh, I just have to cut it pretty hard. The choice is either the Guildgate or the Battering Krasis. Uh, I don't think the Gatekeepers are particularly playable. I'm gonna take the Krasis here over the Gate because um, it's just I feel like I will have a chance to get more Guildgates later, and I'm going to be trying to be as close to 2-color as possible. So, and here we have the Gate. Plus, another Cyclops. Jeez, someone is probably going to be an Izzet, and that's okay. There is also stuff like Crawl Warrior, but in this case, I'm going to take the Gate and trust that I will be able to pick up other 2-drops. That might be wrong, I don't really know. There's a chance I should have taken the Gate last time, to be honest. Battering Krasis is okay, but nothing special. Yeah, well, we'll take the Gate and see where we go. There's a Viashino First Blade and a Blood Scrivener. Ooh. Could I maybe go for like a junk deck with Blood Scrivener? Uh, I don't know. Scrivener is better in the 2-drop, 3-drop aggro decks, where you just vomit your hand and then suddenly you're drawing like 5 extra cards. But I should probably play it safe and just take like a Maze Behemoth or something. Could also take like maybe a Orzhov Guildgate and splash the black. I don't know. But yeah, I think Maze Behemoth is the pick here. I do like Blood Scrivener is such a powerful card, but yeah. Oh, and we get a Trostani Summoner. Cool. Ever since last draft, I've developed a newfound respect for the card, so I'm very happy to pick it up. Here we have another Cyclops. Is that like the third we've seen? I'm just gonna take the Boros Mastiff. Uh, we don't have anything too powerful, but we're on track for a solid Selesnya deck. Here I'm gonna take It's either a Lee of Decree or the Clue Stone. I think I want to take the Clue Stone for splashing purposes. This pack is down and dirty. Is this even good? I don't know. It doesn't seem like that exciting of a pick. I'm gonna take Lee of Decree here because I took the Clue Stone last pick. Mutant's Prey, we're probably not gonna play that. Nah, nothing really else. Another Clue Stone. Our options are open. We can splash blue, we can splash black. So far, we're on track. We do need to pick up a bunch of ramp cards if possible. Something like a Verdant Haven or like a Axebane Guardian would be really good in our deck because we have Tristani Summoner. A very sweet card. Yeah. Somehow putting 4 bodies on the field and a combined power of 10 wins the game. Who knew? It's just an army in a can. May Sentinel. That's a pretty late one. Flux Charger Wield. Ooh. I guess no one's is it. But we're pretty committed at this point to our Synesnia plan. I don't feel any need to switch to is it. So May Sentinel is a nice pickup. It's not that exciting. But, you know, it might come in handy. As it is, our deck is a bit top heavy, given that this is just the first pack. We already have 2 6-drops and a 7-drop. Again, we really want to pick up some ramp spells, hopefully, and let's just hope we don't see any more sweet bombs that are like 7 mana that are tempting to take. Ooh. Wrecking Ogre. We can't really pick it up because it's double red, but I mean, it's such a good card. Ugh. Hope I don't have to play against it, I guess. It's not really something I can just cast for 5, because that's not very exciting. You really want to be blood rushing that card. As it is, there's nothing else in the pack, unfortunately. Let's see, what do we want here? Do we have enough to... I guess we can either take like a Kingpin's Pet or a Greenside Watcher. Kingpin's Pet's decent. We can probably pick up a Orzhov Guildgate and be able to be a sort of junk list, and junk's very strong. Or I'm actually gonna just probably take the Greenside Watcher though, because if we get any more guild gates, the Watcher is a ramp spell, which we need. Plus, I'm not necessarily sure I want a 3-drop that's black. Here, Mystic Genesis is not playable. Forced Adaptation is really a sideboard card for matchups that they don't have a lot of removal and they're not too fast, because it will just grind them out if given enough turns. There's unfortunately not too much for us here. Mystic Genesis is just not really that great. Leaving up 5 every turn in limited isn't where you want to be usually. Plus you get to counter sweet things like 2/2s, and you get a 2/2. Like that's just not worth 5 mana. Ooh, I got past the Gyre Sage. Yeah, I'm taking the Gyre Sage. The other option would be like Scabclan Charger, or maybe even the Zerta Swine. But I'm not sure I want to be splashing red. There were a lot of really good red cards in first pack, and I'm not confident I'm going to get a lot of red passed to me. That being said, we are passing like Angelic Edict, I guess, but Gyre Sage is exactly where we want to be. It's a ramp spell that also becomes a huge threat later in the game, especially with the amount of fatties I have. Gyre Sage could potentially just be huge. That being said, I don't have too much removal, so hopefully I get to pick up some later. Miming Slime is a clear pick here. In Selesnya, we want token generators if possible, because then we can pick up the populate cards and they actually do something. As you can see, Verdant Haven was the only thing in that pack, and we're pretty happy to pick it up. So now we have 2 ramp spells, basically 2.5 if you count Greenside Watcher. That should be good for this deck, and we're probably going to be playing at least 1 Cluestone. We just don't know what color we want yet. There's a Wildwood Rebirth. We don't have too much Blood Rush, so the card's not as good. I mean, there are some big things like Rastani Summoner that Rebirthing would be sweet with, but it's still a very fringe card. I think I'm just gonna rare draft the Watery Grave. Hey, it's like $2. Whatever. Oh, unexpected results. I do have a lot of fatties. Do I want to go deep? No, that's probably wrong. Well, there's not too much else. I guess I'll take the Boros Key Rune in case I want to splash red. Who knows? Weirder things have happened. Ooh. That's actually quite a few red cards going this late. I don't think I want to take up something like a Skinbrand Goblin or a Scorchwalker though, because you need to be like a base red deck for those cards to be good. You need to have 2 red mana by turn 2, etc, etc. So I'm just going to pick up the Leyline Phantom. It's actually a pretty good card in my deck. I have 2 evolved creatures, and both of them are gonna be evolved multiple times by the Phantom if I ever get to play it. Hands of Binding is good. I'm surprised it went that late, but you know, I'll pick it up. I'm probably not gonna play it. And as it is, we're probably going to be in Bant. Maybe we'll be able to pick up some sweet Azorius bombs, pack 1, but I'm not holding out hope for it. Yeah, clinging and enemies. I guess it's okay if I'm against like a really fast deck. Of course, not main deckable, clearly. Alright, so it looks like we have not that many low drops actually. We basically only have what, 3 2-drops and 2 3-drops? It's alright, it's not the worst, but both of those cards are terrible. Yeah, we just need to really get up to 6 mana, 5 or 6 mana, and then just get there with big things by the looks of it. And we're on track. Ooh. Well, this pack has a volatile rig and a slime molding. Rig is really good, I think, but we do have a bunch of random 2/2s and 2/1s that would get blown up by it. Plus, like Moa doesn't really combo too well with a rig unless you grow it to a 5/5. Yeah, I'm taking the slime molding because I am in Selesnya, and if we get enough token generators, like Cores of the Conclave, Call of the Conclave rather, basically we can just get giant slimes and populate them over and over again. It's a close pick. I think Rig is very good, but we're going with slime molding. Ooh, here we have a Giant Growth and an Axebane Guardian. Giant Growth is, in my opinion, a very, very good trick in green in this particular draft format. There's quite a few red removal spells that just do 3 damage or 4 damage, and Giant Growth gets around most of them. Plus, it's also basically a Blood Rush creature when you need it to be that. Yeah, there's not too much. I do have enough ramp, I think. I'm going to be playing at least 1 Cluestone, and then the Verdant Haven and the Gyre Sage. Plus, maybe I'll get lucky with the Greenside Watcher. So, I think that's enough to pick up the Giant Growth. We have a Palisade Giant. It's not the most exciting card, but I mean, it does wonky things to combat math. Sometimes it makes it so that your opponent just can't attack, or else they'll get blown out by blocking. Yeah, I'll pick it up. It's not that exciting. More often than not, it's kind of a 6-mana fog, as I was disappointed to find out. But it is better than Swift Justice, and there's nothing else in the pack for us. So, yeah, guess Palisade Giant. Who knows, it could come in handy. Ooh, Arrest. That's where we want to be. Our deck doesn't have any removal spells up to this point, so Arrest is a very, very good pickup. I'm taking it over something like Azorius Justiciar because while the Justiciar is good, it's much more suited for an aggro deck that uses it as more of a finisher than my fatty 6-drop, 7-drops deck. Okay, so we get a Azorius Arrestor. That's a good pickup. I actually think I want it over Common Bond because as it stands, we have 11 creatures. Well, technically, I guess 13 creatures with the 2 slimes. And I need more creatures. It also softens them up early game, gives us some aggression for our fatties to finish it off. Here we have a Seller of Songbirds, not very exciting. I don't like the card myself. Mana Bloom, it's a ramp spell, a bad one, but a ramp spell nonetheless. One of a few 2-mana ones. Avenging Arrow, and Common Bond. I do think I need more removal, so I'll just take the Avenging Arrow. I don't know. Mana Bloom is tempting because it is a 2-mana ramp spell technically, but I'm more worried about losing to some random creature I can't deal with. So I think I'm taking the Avenging Arrow, even though I definitely think Common Bond is the better card here. I just don't have that many creatures to Common Bond onto. Most of my creatures are 6-drops. Most of the relevant ones, at least. So, ooh. Well, we're probably not going to get too many more token generators, but Rootborn Defenses might still be the pickup here. Giving Indestructible to our creatures is occasionally actually very relevant. It helps with removal spells also, etc., etc. The card's very solid. Especially if I'm gonna slam something like a Maze Behemoth. I don't really want that to die. So, I guess I could pick up Hussar Patrol, because I'm splashing blue, but I'm not sure I want to be splashing Hussar Patrol particularly. Ooh, and we have a World Spine Worm. That thing is huge. Of course, I think that almost definitely is the wrong pick here. There's just no way we can reliably get to 11 mana in any real draft deck. So I don't think the card is playable. Our choices are Courser's Accord, another 6-drop, but it's a decent one. It gives us 6 power in 2 bodies. But I'm just taking Armory Guard because I have no 4-drop slot. Here we get a late Ethereal Armor. I guess we could take like a Sky Knight or something. But it's another 6-drop, and again, we just have too many 6-drops at this point. So yeah, Bazaar Krovod is not something that I'm excited about. I'm just gonna pick up the Ethereal Armor and hope for the best. That's a late Sphere of Safety. We're not gonna play it, of course. Ooh, I am happy to pick up a Swift Justice over the Sweet Sweeper, which is another 6-drop. And another Avenging Arrow. Yeah, there were so many 6-drops this draft. Our curve looks a bit wonky. We're not our 3-drop slot is not that big. We're not playing most of those Gluestones, but still, we could have used a couple more 4-drops. If a 6-drop was instead of 5-drop, it would have been good. But as it is, we basically need to get to 6 mana to cast any of our big things. But we do have a decent 2-drop slot, and Yeah, we have a couple combat tricks, and generally, I think the deck is okay. It's not like amazing, but let's see what it looks like. Alright, and a Cluestone makes exactly 23 cards. That's convenient. Okay, I cut out the lengthy and boring mana fixing section. We ended up with 8 plains, 7 forests, the island, and the guild gate, plus our other ramp spells. There's 3 blue sources for Leyline Phantom. Otherwise, the green and the white is split pretty evenly. Yeah, this isn't our strongest draft deck, but it has some good things going for it. See you in the first round.